Alright, it's time for the big finale, so it's time to put my judge hat on. Hold on. I mean, my lawyer hat on. Alright. There we go. I'm a lawyer. No. Alright, let's do this thing. Okay. Welcome, friends. LostScarf here. It's time. It's time for the big finale. Oh my god, this is it. 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 The end of all. This is it. The final testimony. The end of it all. So the idea is Lana can say things, and that means Gant can't say anything more to defend himself. I guess? Is that what it means? I guess? Okay, so let's do this thing. February 25th, 2:21 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. I'm recording, right? I am. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But, Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Also tell the truth or go to hell? Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Gant in the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Nothing to do with Emma, really? Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana? If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. I like how we're thinking in our head and she's just... Alright. Whenever she speaks stiffly, like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Oh! Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, here we go. I like how it's just Edgeworth working with us here, because the witness is the one being the problem. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. You must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. But think about it, Miss Skye. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me that... You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. True! And she isn't lying there. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Doc was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiably self-defense. He wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. He was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana?
But that's why you fabricated the evidence from 2 years ago.
You say you did this all by yourself?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
That is a detail that has not been mentioned ever. What? The prosecutor marshal died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible.
Huh?
The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change the statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall will end up being killed by Doc?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Doc was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me? Yeah, that's weird.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted inside the wound, then moved the body.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound?
And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why'd you plant the knife? But why did you do that?
Come on. Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
I knew the tip of the weapon found and buried in his body would be all the proof we needed.
According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right?
Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Doc. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes, because I hated Doc for what he did.
So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? She's saying Gant killed him. You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying? She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened? In any case, as a prospector, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying? Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone?
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. I need to get the other part. Oh, here it is, here it is. Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Guy moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Pieces of the jar, you mean?
Yes, that wretched jar Mr. Wright showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you look at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Mia Marsha was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed? But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
Here's the problem, is that jar saying her name on it. Ah, I hit press instead of present. My bad. The jar said Emma on it. What? Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
What the? How do you not? What? What do you mean? It says Emma on the jar. It says Emma on the jar. What? Did I present the jar or not? How does that not show? How? How? Scum safe. How does that not show? Okay. Use the jar over here. Use the jar over here. Use the jar over here. Let's just see. Oh, I have to use the jar over here. God damn it. You're kidding me, right? Ugh. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene when Neil Marshall was murdered?
If the truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have yet been broken before he died. Oh, there you go, yeah.
Ah.
He couldn't have written Emma's name on the shattered jar. Good point.
Order.
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
New round. Jar and message in blood. Okay, new round. I immediately noticed the jar. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got all of them. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away this message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. You didn't think Doc was the real murderer? That's why she tried to erase the real evidence?
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Jar and message in blood. Okay. Well, so the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment, damn!
You're an ace detective who never missed a detail. You really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have. Darker, yeah, okay. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all of the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I know I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana? I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now I was carrying a pocket light and a camera with me. And you didn't use it then? To see what was written in blood? Even I carry my bottle of emergency luminol whenever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. You didn't? So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes. I don't have any excuses for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I treated you so badly all this time. Not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history at the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony? Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. Can we bring up the fact she said she had a freaking flashlight? Nope, can't. Okay, that's weird. Just bring up the jar again? Let's bring up the jar again. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it, she really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Yup, that's what it points out.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ah, can you believe that?
Holy balls!
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the crime scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking. A dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years?
Oh!
Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
No! Wait, I'm not the one who's on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. Purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication.
But what? Why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believes her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help his sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And here's the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
Holy Jesus Christ, she bit her finger! No, I did it on my own. Jeez! She bit right into her thumb, ow! Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Uh-huh. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Something wrong, Mr. Wright.
Lana may be right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So do you tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
Oh my god, no!
Miss Skye, please testify once more. But... What? If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will.
I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
Final time! This is it! Sit on your ass long enough, it kinda, needs a bit moved. Alright, here we go. Actual crime scene.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. Chief Gent helped me remove the body and the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor's sword!
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. You, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
Apparently, check it. Oh, I can rotate the book? I thought I could only read the book. Yeah, didn't I read about the laws in here? Oh, this is a cheat. Now I can open up this book? There it is. Hey, there's a picture here. Fuck.
Oh my? This is the actual crime scene? No, the detective saw the crime scene like this. That's because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged the scene.
Yay!
Gasp, Mr. Wright? That piece...
Oh, the handprint!
That piece cut out from his vest? Could that be...
the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? Why did no one note that? The detectives go, what is part of his thing missing? What's this? That's when she pushed him. Her hand on his body when she pushed him.
It's a handprint? That cloth, it had fingerprints on it? Whoever's fingerprints those must be the real murderer?
What? But those fingerprints... they're yours, Emma!
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Huh? I didn't get to... What? I didn't get to click anything! What? Come now, Edgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen, baby.
Chief Gant.
What now? You want me to out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. Here it is. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined testimony. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be the risk the judge was talking about. Just sit back and relax. And enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your neck. Rap! Yeah!
how come he gets to go Super Saiyan? Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you. But I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence, baby.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone.
So then, what's your excuse, righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it, baby? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt?
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as a murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do? What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Can I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. I have no choice. Yes, Your Honor. I do have further evidence. Alright, the time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the chief's? No.
Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Now let's assume we have something besides this right now. I'm saving. Let's assume we have something that proves it was Gant. No, I can't. I can't show them that yet. Why not? You know which item to show?
Mr. Wright, if you're not sure, then think it through again. I can use that evidence to your advantage.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. Can't afford to... Okay, fine. Fine, show it. And then we show the cutout later. Okay. We show it got cut to show that he did that for a reason. Alright, to implicate him. Alright, let's do it.
That's the piece of leather clothing.
Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest.
What's this? There's a big handprint on it.
Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword.
What? Whose fingerprints are on this?
I'm sure Righto has checked. Haven't you?
Well, whose are they?
They're Miss Sky's. Miss Emma Sky's. What? They're mine? So I really did do it? See, I told you it was conclusive, baby. However, but this was found in your safe. That means it's possibly you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. You really expect me to believe that? But
give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death.
No.
It appears we have our killer.
No! No! Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana was found guilty. Oh, really? 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 Whoa! Whoa! Holy crap! Ah, so we were right to scum save. Balls! Alright, so we weren't supposed... I thought we were going to use it and then follow up with that cut. Like, well, who put it there? Like, why was it cut? Okay, apparently we can't use that. Alright. Okay. Good thing I saved the trophy. No, okay, no. Here. No, Alright, let's say there's no evidence. Let's say there's no evidence then. Cannot show evidence. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie.
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. He admits it now? Really? By lying, we get him to reveal that? Really? Why would he slip up on that? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together? Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. So this is what we're doing, okay.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? In trying to implicate her, he's implicating himself. Why? Now he's really tightening the noose. We gave him rope to hang himself? Really?
It looks like part of it's been cut off for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the Chief of Police, concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto? Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
But he can't testify anymore! I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her? I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay on her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
You assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When we rearranged the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. I did this before Lana arrived at the scene. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance. Of course. Insurance? The problem is he definitely wrote Emma on the jar. The reason for that is simple, because of the fact that that dude is totally dead. I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
Who do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar arrangement? This jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
That's the question! Ho ho ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant. That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then, before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Save. I swear to God if we fail anyway by showing this. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Okay. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather? There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Ho ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had it all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would he do that?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. Really? Really? You know what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna say Damon Gant anyway. No, there's no use lying here. They'll discover the truth the second they I was gonna try to bluff Gant. What's the matter, righto? Hurry up and... I was trying to bluff Gant. Alright, you can't bluff Gant. Okay. Emma Sky. Go.
Emma Sky?
What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell a 16-year-old girl she murdered the crap out of somebody. Ho 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 ho! You're really something, righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true. The tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
Hold it! How could you? You monster.
Miss Sky.
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky? It's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it's over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Baby? What's going on? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
But Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. The cloth was cut before the blood? Yeah, right there. There's no blood on the cloth. And what exactly is this supposed to be, baby? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of this vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait, there's no blood on it.
Ah! Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword.
Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. Then he broke the jar on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it.
Losing voice. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finished. No, baby. No. Objection! Oh, he objects. Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me. Huh? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. That's what the book is for.
Order. What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Edgy? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then what's your excuse, Righto? This is where Dick comes in. You do have conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this time. At this point in time.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Damn, Gant is trying hard here. Ho ho, ho ho ho. Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Knight.
It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Knight, do you admit to it? Did you purposely and illegally conceal this piece of cloth?
I did not. Certainly. I refused to present evidence at one point. Haha, so the evidence is illegal. No. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean, you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Aji, don't listen to his lies. No, baby, no. He's nothing but a coward. You can't let him. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of law, then do so.
Evidence law. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. No. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. Goes without saying, I do not have approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial.
And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SO9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this?
You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes.
Ooh, no!
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who could do that. Damon Gant! The killer was you!
No.
Okay? I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum? For 2 years he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to investigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he had to speak out.
What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? Ah. Well, Chief, can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? You know, for old time's sakes, sir, we can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered, man. He told me to open up the evidence room and take it out. It's not too late. I'll hand this to Marshall. Well, to be honest, I was a little panicked, too. I had a bad feeling about it, but never knew it would come to this. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. You would only increase the amount of blood, and you couldn't finish what you started. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I was wiping it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake. Detective Gumshoe's bloody handprint. I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, we couldn't think of any other way to move the body. We broke the trunk, but what's the big deal? You pulled out a lot more than us detectives. Gah. He said we. Well, what does this have to do with anything? You're horrible. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did, if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker? I feel bad for having to do it. I couldn't sit around and choose what to take. Well, you left the jar fragment in the gloves. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. He said we. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy. What are you doing in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on your own, you'll figure out what's needed. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy.
Well, what?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, Damon Gunt. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Rhino here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. You see, if I listen carefully, I can hear it right now. The sound of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. And the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. What high standards you have for a rookie.
Huh? I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
She smiled! I'm creeped out now!
I owe my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky?
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hmm?
You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing.
Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it! I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Especially me. Jesus. I'm gonna take up drinking for sure. Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor?
You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already.
Oh, yeah, it has. Jesus Christ.
Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned.
My throat is killing me. February 25, 5:03 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. At long last, it's finally over. But, Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now after the trial ended, I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days.
We just saw this! This is like anime filler right now.
You've done well.
We literally just saw this. This is One Piece level.
You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Every freaking time! Like, you're a moment blocker. Not a cock block, but a moment block, Dick. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later, pal. Ah, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? How many times I can do that shtick? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making Detective run all around while on duty. And top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals, pal. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh? Are you here because of my sister again?
Nope. Not this time, pal. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Okay. Lana?
Should you be doing this? You're still under arrest, you know? Well, I won't tell you won't, pal.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis? I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for you, my sake. Thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realize I was wrong. Huh? I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours.
Door's getting up. Screwed up.
I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me? No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis? I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize? I'm happy now? You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have? Oh, Emma. Emma.
And they hug. Yep, there it is. There's your hallmark moment right there. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our path, and once we've found our path, we can move on from our past mistakes towards a brighter future. At least that's what I felt, looking at those two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Not me.
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here. You snake.
Where was he hiding?
He was hiding somewhere.
Probably behind a curtain. I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened.
Hmm?
We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
Huh. It's too late for me. Huh? No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't change my own mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. It's scary, but I've been thinking the same thing for quite some time now. But Edgeworth! Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. That may be right. But think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, be able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. You know what Lana's talking about?
Evidence that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own? Help me! What are they talking about? I got this right every time except right now. Hey. That? I've gotten this right every time, but I'm gonna get this one wrong. Okay, let's do this one. Didn't we both get this one together? I think we did. Scum save, scum save, scum save. Scum save. Yeah, this is both lists combined, right? This has gotta be it.
That's the picture I drew?
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Edgeworth.
But I'm an edgelord. I must work alone. It's time for me to go to my bat cave.
Mr. Edgeworth?
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth, what will you do now?
Well,
Well, whatever you do, just remember, what happened in this trial can either make or break you as a prosecutor. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in the court.
Farewell. Come, Gumshoe.
I better be getting back too. Okay. I can visit you. I can visit you. It seems we both still have a lot to learn. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will. Although it's outdated by like 20 years. It's out. How old is she? Hold on a second. 29. It's out of date by at least 10 years, people. That's what new editions are for. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Faith that their lives have only just begun. But as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. It's time for a spin-off. Phoenix finds himself, the adventure. What do you mean, discover himself? Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this, pal. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story, pal. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh?
Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Well, yeah. You see, Mr. Wright here's the one who will be footing the bill, pal. Huh? What? Why? What, do you think I could afford that on my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream? Since we're all here, why don't we go out together, pal?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
I can just object? Oh, I'm supposed to yell it? I'm supposed to...
Objection! No, it didn't work. Oh my god, it didn't work. I'm supposed to yell it, I think. It didn't. Oh god, did the button for the thing yell didn't work? Oh crap, hold on a second. Looking at controls right now, it's not working. Try again. Objection. 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 Oh crap. Ah! Okay, well that wasn't it. Oh, this is the hotkeys. Oh, okay, I see, okay. Objection! Didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, try again. Oh my god. Objection! It worked! Yeah, we got it! Alright, there we go. There we go. Chad is hoping that doesn't get edited out. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. She's a coroner. I think Emma will be pleased. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Are they coming back? Oh, hey, wait. Oh, I can't do any of this. This is the game itself. How long was that recording, by the way? Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, pal, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation at Chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yeah, that's what they said, pal. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. Yeah, pal. Well, I can't skip credits on accident. What if you're mute and you play the game? My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy, sir. Can you believe it? I've been demoted as a security guard, sir. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today, sir. I'll show them tough. I'll show them, though. Someday I'll be a detective, sir. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe, sir. He got demoted? Why? Why'd he get demoted? Because he didn't get the thing cleared with Edgeworth, I guess. Why did Meekins get demoted? Oh my god, this thing. We're gonna see it break or something? What? No, we're just looking at it. Okay. Ah! Oh, we did see it break! Ah! What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with that steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this in for me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back a smile. Can you make sure Billy and that gang get their water? This was a hell of a ride. Holy crap, this was a hell of a ride. My god, this game. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Phoenix Way lunch. The right way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Yeah, poor Phoenix. He just goes through so much crap and he's like, I did it! I win! I never lose! Booja! Booja! I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something for other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Holy crap, what?
Maya!
Ah, nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing Nick and his objections. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium.
Maya, afternoon. Training's been... Hi, afternoon. Training's been good.
Coming. Well, see you around, Nick.
Wait, what? This is a message for Nick, but he's not there. Okay, a case where the judge is in trouble? Like, oh no, what do I do now? I don't hit my gavel for myself, do I? Oh crap, oh crap. Oh no, this is not good. This is very not good. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea, sir. What's going on, sir?
Okay. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. She took a selfie. How vain.
Oh, we have to do this?
It's a ducky! It's a ducky! A letter! The treasure is found here in Europe.
Picture of her and me or just herself? Oh, it's her and her sister.
Bam!
The end. Is that the end? Capcom! Where's the thanks for playing? Where's the thanks for playing? Capcom always has a thanks for playing. What? Capcom! It's like a rule for them to always have thanks for playing. Really? I didn't... Okay. Alright. It's the first time I've ever seen no thanks for playing. I've seen a thanks for playing in every arcade machine and in like so many things. And it's not in this? I'm surprised. Okay. That's an interesting detail I've noticed. Alright, so there you go. That is the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney LP voice LP. Next up is going to be Professor Layton. I don't even know what I'm going to do for voices there. Apparently there's someone that Missile's going to be perfect for, though. So that's going to be interesting. I now need to look up Cockney accents, because I really want the little boy to be Cockney. And Professor Layton will just be me, so... we'll see how that all goes. But for now, that right there... that is the LP. Hope you had fun watching. I had fun voicing the crap out of everything. And playing. If you like us, well, give us a like, give us a sub, give us all the things. Spread it around. This is now a complete thing, a complete series. If you liked it a lot, show other people who might like Phoenix Wright as well, see what they think. And there you go. Yeah, Professor Layton. Thanks for coming by. See you next time. You're supposed to yell objection? Looking at controls right now, it's not working. Try again. Objection. Objection. Oh, crap. Ah! Okay, well, that wasn't it. What was the what did I set the button to? Microphone settings. Objection? Nope. Objection? No, it's not. Okay. Objection! Objection! Okay, it's not working. Hold on a second. This is really killing the moment. What's the Y button? Hold on.
What's the Y button? What's the Y button? Oh, okay. Objection! Didn't work. Didn't work. Objection! Objection! Oh, fuck. F me in the face right now. This is so anticlimactic. Oh, this is the hotkeys. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Objection! Didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, try again. Oh my god. Objection! It worked! Yeah, we got it!